I have dedicated my professional career to the study and control of arthropods.
Okay, this is a pretty big event, landmark video. I am uploading as we speak my 100th video. It's part of my sexual biology series. That wasn't on purpose. I actually spaced off. I knew I was getting close. I should have made this one my 100th video, but what the hell? It's 101. I also last week or so, I believe, I exceeded 100 subscribers too, thanks for all of you guys that gave me a shout out. That's great, and I thanks to everybody that subscribes to my videos, everybody that watched my videos, everybody that pays attention to me. It's appreciated. I know 100 is small potatoes to some of you out there, but I'm pretty damn proud of what I've done here. But anyway, that aside, thanks again. I wanted to do something for my 100th video, or to celebrate my 100th video, and I thought rather than doing the question and answer thing, I probably will do that down the road somewhere. But I wanted to do something a little different. I'm going to tell you guys the story of, close to the worst people that my wife and I have ever met. Okay, the kind of people that you meet. You know how you ever meet people? It could be a potential lover, could be a potential friend, could be whatever it is. You meet somebody or somebodies, you and your partner, you alone, and you meet them, and it's friendly, and then it quickly turns into this nightmare. Could be short term, could be long term. Wherein, when you're finally broke from it, when it's finally over with, all you can do is look back at that first meeting and cringe and just wish the hell you could undo that moment. Just take it away and just not have met them in the first place. Okay, that's the kind of people I'm talking about. People that just did something, whether it be robbed you, whether it be ruined other friendships for you, whether it be just wasted your time, made your life uncomfortable for an extended period, whatever it is. They don't have to be the worst, but just the one that comes to mind when you think about that. And I'm going to tell you mine. So years ago, here's my story. Years ago, when my wife and I first moved back to Juneau from Louisiana, I did my master's research in Louisiana. We first moved back. We had a bumper sticker, or not bumper sticker. I'm sorry, our license plate. Louisiana plates, and we ran into this couple who were like, "You from Louisiana?" We're like, "No, we're not from Louisiana. We're from Juneau, but we've lived there for a couple of years." And they said, we just moved here from Mississippi a little while ago too. We don't really know too many people. And, so we talked to them a little bit, exchanged phone numbers, just kind of made small talk with them. They seemed nice enough. The mullet should have been a giveaway. And I'm going to say, when I say things like that, mullet or trailer park or things like that in this, I don't want anybody to take offense. I'm talking about the whole package, the whole stereotype package here when I'm talking about these people, okay? So, if you have a mullet, or even if you have a mullet and you live in a trailer park, but you're reasonably well read, I'm not talking about you, okay? So, I wanted to point that out, okay? So I don't sound like, I am judgmental, okay? I can't be ashamed of being judgmental. You have to be. It's a question of what you're judgmental about. So anyway, I'm sorry, I diverge. I want to get back to these people. So we met them, and so they called us up like a couple days later and mentioned that they were going to go out to a bar in town, just a local, like a sports bar, nothing fancy, for a couple of drinks with some friends, and wanted to know if we wanted to come along. And we thought, what the hell? Why not? We don't know anybody really anymore. Our friends have drifted away. Let's go do it. So we went out. We went to the bar with them. And we didn't like their friends. We didn't particularly like the people we had originally met in the first place. Okay, we didn't, something, they were a little, just they were different. But we thought, we kept thinking, God, we shouldn't be that judgmental. Let's not be like that. Even though our spidey senses were saying run, we didn't. We both ignored it. And so anyway, but their friends were like worse than them. Their friends were this inbred, toothless lot, NASCAR fans, freaking, not to be offensive. Well, yes, fuck it, I'll be offensive. They were They were bottom of the barrel of the human gene pool. Okay, these people, their friends were. I mean, they everything out of their mouth was a racist joke, a homophobic, some anti-gay statement, some anti-liberal statement, some pro-Christianity statement. I mean, that's the kind of people. And then the fact that these people were associating with them, even though they weren't necessarily participating in all of that conversation, made us think we can't be around these people anymore. Okay, and you know, it was ugly. And anyway, the point of it, the culmination of the evening is that the main guy that we'd met originally and this other guy got into a shoving match, throwing out racial epithets. They're both white, but they were still apparently calling each other the derogatory terms for other minorities, both racial and gay. All of that was acceptable, and it turned into a shoving match. Ended up knocking bunches of drinks off the table. Big mess. Bouncer came, broke it up, told them they had to stop or they were going to get kicked out. And my wife and I said, we got to go. We beat a hasty exit out of there. Thought, well, screw those people. We're never going to see these people again. And I wish to hell we would have done that. I wish to hell we would have done. A couple days later, guy's wife calls us up and she's really sad because, about losing our friend, upsetting us, and that how bad she felt about her friend's behavior and how they were acting and all this kind of stuff. And we, let's go do something, just the families, and it'll be fun. We'll get together with their family and our family. And we did. Biggest freaking mistake of our lives. We ended up with these people. It ultimately ended up, I don't want to run out of time here. It ultimately ended up to this about 3 week long, seeing them every couple of days, where we were just miserable. Okay, these people were Christians, fundamentalist Christians, although again they had never read the Bible. I mean, they haven't read. I don't know that they could read. One incident that we saw at their house, they lived in a trailer park, of course. Slew of kids. They had like 8 kids or 7 or 8 kids. From not just one marriage, from multiple marriages. Their oldest daughter was 13 years old. She was reading a book, and the dad had to sit there and take the book away from her and sit there and tell me about how she thinks she's such a smarty pants because she reads all the time. She doesn't even have to read this for school. And he thought that was the funniest thing, and he kept hooting like a fucking chimpanzee and saying, "Can you believe that? She don't even have to read this for school." And he was just laughing at this daughter until she cried and went back in her room. He was making fun of his daughter because she was reading for fun. Anyway, I gotta cut to the end of this. Anyway, finally, my wife and I couldn't take the racism, the bigotry, the Christianity, they kept trying to evangelize, get us to come to their church with them and stuff like that. So we just stopped calling them back. Okay? We stopped talking to them. We stopped calling them. We moved out of the house we lived in. We changed our phone number, not because of them, but it happened around the same time, so they couldn't get a hold of us anyways. And then we ran into them a couple of times briefly, but we were all, it was kind of like, hey, we don't have time, gotta go. That kind of stuff. So, we were done. Almost 2 years went by. Okay? Maybe it was less than that. Maybe about a year and a half or so. Anyway, point is, time went by. We ran into them. They actually emailed us. We didn't see them in person. They emailed me. He emailed me and asked what was wrong, saying that, he feels terrible about our friendship breaking up and, wish we, could do something about it and blah, blah, blah. And I felt guilty. Another mistake. I responded. And I told him that, I think you guys are nice people, but we have so little in common. I think it's best that we just stay away from each other. That ended in flooding hate mail. Okay? They found out where we lived. They threw rotten garbage into our driveway, onto our cars. They crank called us in the middle of the night. It finally ended up with them threatening to kick my ass. So that point in time, we were just about to go to the police, and I sent an email to his wife, and I told him, don't talk to me again, or I'll have your fucking inbred piece of shit ass thrown in prison. And then they stopped, and we haven't heard from them since. It was ugly. I've never seen anybody. They spent literally a week of every single day tormenting us in some fashion. It was vile. Anyway, tell me your story. I want to hear what you if you guys have anything similar.